this is Annette with Sun to Shine Astrology and Tarot, and I am here to talk to you a little bit about what does my person miss most about me, and some messages from your person, stuff that's on their mind that they wish that they could tell you now that you guys are no longer in contact, or you just haven't heard from that person in a while. So go ahead and just kind of stare at your pile, pick out the one that best you feel like it fits you the best, and then we'll kind of proceed from there. Hello, pile number one. That is what you have chosen today. The card that is on the top is a Five of Cups. It's kind of an intense card, lots of feels in this card. I thought I'd start out with that because either one of you is kind of feeling this way, a feeling of something is broken, something is lost. There's two full cups up here, but down here there's just a lot of memories, a lot of very wonderful and sweet, emotional feelings when it comes to this person, very emotional. So let's go ahead and talk about what is creating this type of conflict in this person, okay? I'm just gonna put it back in the deck. And then we'll go ahead and shuffle. Okay. All right. I'm going to shuffle this again just so it gives it a chance to like move around in the deck a little bit. These are I shuffle these a lot before I actually proceed. So let's do this really quick. Okay. I don't actually take cards normally that fly out of the deck, but that one was like really insistent. So we're going to go ahead and use that as my first one. And then the outcome is the Knight of Coins, but in reversed with Earth energy. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do the next line. So normally this one represents your person, or if you identify with that more, that can be you as well. But I do draw two lines representing two people in my deck. And the next one is this vice versa deck. I like this one more for the person that is viewing this because it just adds a lot more dimension to the reading, because I feel like I'm a little bit more in tuned with you because you're tuning in and you're drawn to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle this a little bit. These were shuffled off of camera. Okay. Allergies are bugging me, so I'm sorry if I sound a little heavy breathing today. Okay. So what I do with these, because you can see both sides, is I split it into threes. And then I pull from the bottom of the deck. And then we're going to go ahead and say that this is the Three of Pentacles is the outcome. Okay. My eyes have been bugging me today, so I can't see. So the first card that we have on the top row is the Magician, but in reverse. Second one is the World in reverse. The third one is the Ten of Cups, and the outcome is the Knight of Coins in reverse. So this whole pile is in reverse, which just means you're kind of working a little bit in the polarity of what this card actually represents. The next line is the Three of Cups. It is the sorry, took my glasses off. 3 of Wands, and then the 5 of Wands, and then the, oh my gosh, there's like little ducks just right on my patio. Hi guys. Hi now, babies. Ooh, you guys should check out Spirit Animal Duck, because there literally is appearing in your reading, like it's staring at me through my sliding glass door. They're literally coming right up. I would show you, but it's very distracting. Hi, buddies. Okay, sorry. Got really excited. I'm really into spirit animals. You guys will figure that out. So, oops. Okay. So we have the Magician in reverse. Is the sign the planet that is ruling this is Mercury. So anytime Mercury is in reverse, it means there's no communication. It's hard to communicate. It's difficult. Simple things become much more complex. People get misunderstood with this Magician in reverse, meaning it could mean that this person doesn't communicate well. And so one of the things they may actually admire about you, or you may admire about that person, if it's your other person, is the fact that what you can't do, they can do. It's kind of like a yin and yang thing. So maybe one of you has a hard time talking and articulating what is in your mind, and the other person is really good at it. And then we have the, this is not easy. Okay, thank you. Okay, the World in reverse, ruled by Saturn on this card. So what this represents to me is this is a cycle that has not yet been completed. It is a karmic cycle. It is something that hasn't grown to a culminating point. So this person here may have an ongoing difficult time trying to muster up the courage or to talk to you about the things they like most about you. So it may be super difficult for them to do praise, you know, to give you praise, to give you accolades when you're doing a great job. They may notice it, but they internalize it a little bit. And it's just, if they notice that there is something, this reminds me of a mirroring relationship. So if there's something that you're extremely good at, perhaps they're not all that good at it. And so they just notice it, and it's not like they get resentful, but they just get a little bit jealous of how maybe articulate you are, or maybe how smart you are, or maybe how things just flow easily, or maybe how you adapt to your environment. Those things are easy for you, but this person, it's not easy for them. They're not adaptable. They may be much more rigid, much more stuck in their ways. And so I think they take a long time to think things through. Maybe this person down here is just, they're a lot more, I feel like a lot more authentic than this person up here trying to struggle with that. So we have the 10 of Cups in reverse. This person is very uneasy with themselves, very insecure, doesn't know how to proceed very well, and they admire all of those things about you. When they look at you, there's like this confidence and this assured way that you go through life, and it's very appealing to them. You go after your goals, you know what you want, and you go get it. And so that's what this 10 of Cups means in reverse. I mean, they often have a hard time taking action. Maybe they relied on you, or you relied on them directing you. So whichever line this applies to, that's fine, okay? And then we have the Knight of Coins in reverse. Again, more struggle with going after what they want. You know, they maybe don't know what they want. Maybe they sometimes they go around and around and around, and they're thinking about what they want, and so they're just not as directional. And so what they really value most about you is that you were probably a person that was very, very foundational. You were grounded, you were strong, you You were a good foundation for them, and they miss that about you. They miss being able to rely on you to direct them and to give them the solid footing that they needed, and they want still. Let's take a look at this other person, see what's going on with this one. So we have a Three of Cups. So when I see a Three of Cups, I see a lot of options. I see that this person is, like if it was this side, they would just have already picked the thing they want, the thing that makes that gives them the most emotional pleasure. On this side, I feel like they struggle. There's a couple things that they're kind of looking at, and they have a favorite of one. So maybe this person is just really remembering lots of good things that emotionally came out of the relationship. And so maybe if this is your person, maybe this person just really misses the emotional depth that you added to this relationship. And this person was so easy to fall in love with and so easy to pick out of a crowd just because they had something super unique and super wonderful. Okay, this one is the Three of Wands in reverse, and I noticed that this pile has 3 threes and it has a 5. So there's a struggle with both of these people. They have struggles in their own way. This one again is which action to take. I know that there's a lot of decision, there's a lot of energy in here with trying to make a decision, trying to take actions that brings the most emotional fulfillment. The struggle may be that this person, I don't feel, has a lot of emotional depth, a lot of emotional, I don't want to say they're emotionally immature, but there's just no cups in that person. So to me, they just lack the ability to be emotionally engage with people. They try to engage with people through maybe things, or maybe through a certain lifestyle or career. They like to be a certain status to be able to impress people. This person, though, however, is a little bit more emotion based. And in fact, I feel like they're pretty well-rounded. What could have stood in the way of this particular relationship is the differences that they see in money. I feel like this person is a creative person. This person goes by their gut and their instinct and their emotions, and they always have a lot of options. This person really zeroes in, focuses in on one person, and is really stuck in this mindset where they get habitually, it's like in a rut. Whereas this person, I feel like, gets in the ruts, but has an easier time just walking away from something or choosing something different to give them some emotional fulfillment. And they're very excited about life. They have lots of creative endeavors. They have lots of things that they can start up and prove to the world that they have something special to give. I mean, there's something so beautiful about this person. And this Five of Swords, or excuse me, Five of Wands. Sorry, put my glasses back on. Oh no, but swords. I can't see without my glasses. So this Five of Swords, there were words that was exchanged between them. This person had probably a very sharp kind of authoritarian vibe to them, where this person is much more of a youthful mind, open, excited. And so these are yin and yangs for each other. This person is a much more solid, grounded, realistic person who grounds everything in, kind of that concept. Everything takes time. They are very slow and deliberate. This person is much more caught in the fantasy, caught in the illusion of creation, caught in the potential of creation. But also not scared to take action, not scared to choose something different. So that person misses, that's what you guys miss about each other. So you guys literally were the epitome of yin and yang. So let's see what all the oracle cards have to say. So we have full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the big picture. I definitely feel like this is this person. A full moon in Sagittarius is they walk off. They leave. If something isn't working out, they don't spend a lot of time ruminating about it and stressing out about it. They just get up and they leave and they make a different choice and they wander to something that is much more appealing. And so the ending in this relationship, if you just look at these two, is this person is like more into the creative energy of it. It's more into that feeling of like wanting to, you know, I don't think they're so caught up in the coin, let's put it that way. Like they don't need this 10 of pentacles, of cups, They don't need this 10 of cups, right? They don't need this, the Knight of Coins. They don't need the Wheel. It doesn't have to be, that bar doesn't have to be set that high for them. I feel like this person is very focused on longevity. If they're going to emotionally invest, then I bet you what they have to do is make sure that this is going to last. This is a very youthful spirit. It's naturally a wanderer. So I feel like that could be a big problem with this person, because this person is all about standing the test of time in reality and thinking about the big picture, you know, with the Magician in reverse and the World in reverse. Okay, I got this, the last pile I did. Release. So this person, I feel like released this person. I don't think because they wanted to. I think the reason why they released this person, it was more of a, I know I can't be with this other person. They're much more realistic and grounded and wise. And so they make decisions based on that. And this person is much more of a free spirit. So they just saw some incompatibility there. Having said that, it's what they miss at the same time. And they just want you to know that they wish they could be more like you. They wish that they could express themselves a little bit better. And okay. No, I thought I got 3. I have to be right back because I need one more of these guys. So I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go run and get another little stand. So we have the Sloth, which would I definitely would be this person. And the Sloth is just, it's the Four of Swords. It's quiet reflection, waiting till the time is right. They're just very deliberate little movers. They're very precise. I feel like this person's a little bit more Johnny on the spot, and this person's like, I'll get there. I'll get there. I need to make sure every single thing I do is right. And then this person is the Butterfly, which is evolution, delight, and life's rhythm. This person is such a light, such a ray of happiness. Just when this person walks into a room, people just notice this person. They have a lot to give and just so many good things. That's what I sense. Okay. I got this in the very last pile too, and I literally put these all over the floor and I messed them up, and whichever one jumps out is the one I get. And I got this in the last reading I did, which is so weird. I think there's like 50 cards in there. But this one is upright with intention. It's got an owl and an egg, and it's got a little wish, the little dandelion wishes in their mouth. So this is a manifesting card, upright. I feel like this person has the most insane manifesting powers I've ever seen. And I feel like if they truly want to attract this person back, it wouldn't be hard to pull them back into their reality with lots and lots of intention. Just wishful thinking, create scenarios in your mind and dream about this person, and you just might really add some fuel to that missing energy. Okay. Valiant courage, take action with passion. So I feel like this person is just hesitant. I think they're both kind of hesitant. I feel like Maybe they feel like, oh, you know, they've kind of tried everything and that this might not work out. I feel like they're giving up a little bit too early. I think there's some beauty here with the yin and yang possibility. I think it's beautiful, but what can you do? Like if one person is just resistant, stuck, steadfast, it can be very hard to talk to a person like that if you're this free spirit and can't wait. And then we have playful but in reverse. Yeah, I feel like this person, I'm not gonna lie, this person is playful. This person is fun, it's exciting, it's the life of the party, they're great. This person right here, stick in the mud, kind of just likes to let you steal the limelight. Like they're very different people, not in a bad way. And then sexual arts, woo, lots of sexual passion in this relationship. This relationship has the most beautiful sexual energy in it, but not like just hot sex. It's more about appreciation and love and romance. I mean, look at, you've got the 10 of Cups and you've got the 3 of Cups in here. There was a bond, an emotional bond, and this person, even this person down here, just reveres, it may be only 1 cup, but reveres it more than the other 2 opportunities. So there was a lot of love in this relationship. Okay, so I like to leave you guys with like just some inspirational cards, just because it's sort of intense to get these downloads on top of what we're going through right now. So I got the balance card. Ooh, I said yin and yang. That's freaking cool. Anyhow, you guys are yin and yang, and this is just letting you guys know to be mindful of these knee-jerk reactions, mindful of judgments, balance them out. Look at the good in your partner. Remember what you loved most about them and fixate on that and try to just help that flourish. Okay, guys. And whatever you can do right now just to keep your energy in balance is going to help you guys manifest whatever it is you want from this relationship. And then this is a blessing from your ancestors. I feel like this has an ancestral tone to it, maybe a predisposition of maybe like a mother or a father or some past family situation that has really kind of impacted this relationship and spun it, because this is a card of, like, for me, it's like the card of, you know, the world is like, it's like karma, you know, it's like spinning the wheel and the wheel goes up and you go to the end part of your life, and that's that all-knowing wisdom. It's like the complete wisdom, or the looking at it from the big picture, standing back kind of thing. So whenever you guys are like thinking about this, I just want you to concentrate on the fact that if some of you guys have some tendency to do repeat familial patterns, then just be mindful that you can break that cycle at any time, and you can complete that and turn this world upright and reap the reward of having the world be upright. And then we're going to read this final one. Thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is of the highest good. Yeah, I mean, we've got to look at these things for what they are. I mean, sometimes we meet karmic relationships, sometimes we meet soulmates, but we meet them at the wrong time. Saturn in reverse means maybe wrong timing, and maybe you'll meet again and the timing will be right, and you guys will grow enough to appreciate each other. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching, and I'm on to pile number 2. guys, this is Annette, and you guys chose pile number 2, and this is what does my person miss most about me? Messages from your person. Okay, we're going to start this out. I'm going to get this all set up. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about the 5 of Cups that's chosen in this deck. In this deck, it looks like she has made a choice and she's holding it in her hand, and it's her primary choice. She looks longingly at these other choices here. And if you notice, she's not forward looking out, you know, into this beautiful landscape. She's turning her back to progression, meaning moving forward, and she's still looking backwards. So she's a little bit caught in the past in this particular situation. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go set this up. So I just divide my piles into 3 piles. I don't really like make them jump out because I don't like ruining my cards. I'm very territorial over them. I spend a long time bonding with them, so I treat them pretty good. So we're just going to do that. It's a Virgo in me. Okay. And then we have the 4 of Wands in reverse here. Oh. Somebody was serious at one point about you. And then this deck is super cool. It's my favorite. It's the one I saved for you. So normally I think this line is your person and this is you, because it's just got 2 very intense meanings, and then I do reversals in these on top of it, so it's very complex. But if this is your person, that's fine. If you identify with this line more than this line, it's up to you. You choose what you think is best for you guys. Okay. And then I just split these into 3 piles, and I take from the bottom. So I can't see what I'm choosing. And then it's the 2 of Wands, which is the outcome. All right. Okay, let's start with this person. So we have the High Priestess, very confident, very important person, very intuitive person, very aware, very awoke person. Let's see. Oops. Okay. And then we have the Empress, which is in reverse. So I feel like this person is very much into the loner mentality. The Empress to me is somebody who is very, she's very confident, she's entertaining, she's very, she attracts a lot of people, a lot of attention. But if you're looking at the High Priestess, she's much more internal, much more intuitive. She might be a little bit more on the stoic side at times. It takes her a while to size you up. She goes off of number 1, instinct, and then she goes 2, off of the way that you speak and hold yourself in body language. She really is a person who's she's very attentive to the details, and a person to form a big picture before she trusts or distrusts a person. And then we have the Emperor in reverse. Wow. Well, this is taking a different turn for me. I can't see that far away without my glasses. And then we have a 4. So, okay, so my interpretation of the first line is that your person finds it very, very, very attractive that you don't go out and seek a lot of attention, that you are a person that is very confident and secure with yourself and you don't do attention seeking. There is a regalness and almost, what do I want to say? Just almost like a very independent nature about you that can make the emperor or the empress, depending on whichever person this is in your pile, very insecure, because they're used to people wanting them and needing them, and they're attention seeking too. And so what they miss most about you is this just ability to just be yourself and be authentic and be true to yourself. And you don't care if you're alone because of it. You have high ideals, you have high ethics, you have high morals. And they may have gotten distracted with somebody who was a mirror of themselves. So you may have made them feel a little insecure. And so what they did is they went off and they started attention seeking in a very unhealthy way. And that caused some problems between the two of you. And I feel like if this is you, or your person was this, they were like, hey, I'm done with this. Like, I don't need this. Like, I'm okay being me. And so it looks like maybe a third party in this particular relationship to me. It's somebody who is much more like them. They felt much more validated by being with somebody who's like them, but they don't actually truly deeply want that person. It's just that they got insecure and they fell into a coping method where they just went and found somebody that validated them, which in turn, I feel like this relationship was very, very serious, and it could have given you guys the life that you guys both wanted, but because one person chose to attention seek from somebody like them, it really turned this person off. And so, unfortunately, it looks like there was a very intense situation, and this person was let down. But what they miss most about you is all of the qualities that initially pushed them away, which you may be insecure about, but they actually admire all of those qualities, and they actually miss them all. And when they're out attention seeking, they actually can't find that from somebody else. And it's what they miss most about you. So we have this person here. We have the Knight of Swords. Actually, you know what? I think he's the Knave. This person's very, very angry. Very, very sharp with their words. This person doesn't consider the consequences of these words. There was anger in this. There was ego and anger that was in this relationship for sure. With that little guy showing up. Hangman, but in reverse. There is a lot of ego. I'm feeling a lot of ego. I mean, you can feel that in the Emperor, the Empress. They're in reverse, so they're in the negative parts of their ego. And the negative parts of your ego can make you self-righteous, and can make you demeaning, and can make you argumentative, and it can make you take away the power of others, because that's just what people do when their egos have been hurt by this relationship. And then we've got the Knight of Wands. Boy, there was a lot of things exchanged, a lot of actions taken that felt somewhat like a battle zone, felt somewhat like it was just continuous. Things kind of kept going wrong that really, really caused some extreme tension, and it made these egos clash, because these are confident people, I think, on both sides. These are people that are very prominent, respected. They are the authoritarian in their lives. And so I feel like this was an intense situation for sure. I'd love to see what the Oracle cards say. And then we have a Two of Wands. And then it was just, you know what? This person, to me, was caught in this battle of choosing between these two people. And this is the two that's represented there. And it's why this dissolved. Because maybe they don't know what they want yet. Excuse me. My tummy hasn't been feeling good today. Okay. So let's get on to the Oracle cards. Oh, step out of your comfort zone, North Node. I feel like this could easily go here for this person. This very angry, frustrated, non-reflective, not taking any personal responsibility person. They need to go toward their North Node, and the North Node is the direction in which your life is supposed to, which means this person needs to get out of ego. This person needs to reflect and kind of own their part in this situation. And then that would help this relationship go more north than south. You understand what I'm saying? Funny, this person, as much as you guys frustrate each other, I feel like you guys respect each other, because you guys are equal rivals, or you're equal partners as far as in confidence and ego. Like, both of you know that each other's the shit, basically. And so you're that's what I see. I don't know. Resilience, but in reverse. So yeah, this person doesn't feel very resilient. Like, this situation can never be turned around. When egos clash, I mean, it's kind of the way it is. This person, look at all that burden and that weight, and it's in reverse. They don't feel resilient. They don't feel like this situation can be changed. And I feel like if your person could talk to you, I feel like at first they might be combative and drama a little bit, but I think that in the end, if they were really honest and authentic with themselves and authentic with you, that they could really admit that, wow, I did have something really great with somebody who I am worthy of, and they're worthy of me. And I miss that person, because that's the only person that can challenge me. Everybody else just kind of goes along with what I want. Okay, so we're gonna figure out which animals I got here for you. The spider. I hate the spider, but it's the High Priestess, and so we have the High Priestess upright, so I'm going to assume that this is this person, obviously. And it's balance, intuition, and secret knowledge. The one thing about spiders that always gets me, first of all, I'm terrified of them. Like, absolutely fracking terrified. But they are they do very good things. They kill bugs. They keep our insect population down. They're very creative. They spin those intricate webs that is some of the strongest material on Earth. I mean, they get the most intelligent scientists, try to see how to mimic that material, because it would be the strongest material. So this person is very creative, but there's a scary and there's a ominousness, and there's a lot of ego. I mean, little tiny spiders will just run at you and want to kill you. I mean, they're crazy town. I mean, I will scream like a sissy girl and run away. But I feel like in this particular relationship, I mean, that's kind of what caught the eye, was just this, there's something special about this person. And then we have the dragonfly, but and that is the Eight of Wands. So it's optimism, speed, standing still. Such beautiful creatures. In their own way, they create so much beauty and magnetism around them. Spider webs are gorgeous when they glisten and they have the dew all over them. and just how beautiful dragonflies can be. The speed at which they do things, I feel like it's more like this person. This person is very hasty. See, very action oriented, very hasty. They win whatever they do. They do really well, but hopping around and not really like this person up here, like being all like shifty and, you know, kind of be like, well, if you can't give me what I want, somebody else will, and they go after it. There's a consequence to those quick actions without thinking them through. And I think that that's what kind of might have happened in this particular relationship. And then we just got, sorry, I'll put my glasses on. Unexpected visitors. Well, whenever I see this card, I think of the fact that this person may pop back into your life when you least expect it, because it will get overwhelming to them that they miss you. And their ego is pretty dang solid, so it's not like you're gonna resist them, right? It might be one of those people that just like, hey, I'm here, I'm me, you know, and you just need to get over it because we're great together type thing. This next card is in the flow. Everything is smooth sailing. Oh yeah, they're gonna minimize everything they did. When they do come back, they will minimize everything they did, because they just, they don't need a lot of reflection. They're the high priestess and the emperor or the empress, and they don't need validation, or they just don't need what normal people need. And so they're going to come back and be like, hey, nothing happened, let's get back together. So what, I broke your heart, big deal. And then movement, but it's in reverse. Not right now. No quick movements right now. I feel like this person is wise enough, because of the conflicts and the sharp words that have been said to each other. They're going to let you kind of cool off and kind of let it calm down. Because they know that they'll have to work at winning you back, and they're going to have to pull out all the stops to do it. So, and they know this isn't the right timing, just to be honest. And we have pay attention to the signs. Yeah, but in reverse. And they know the signs are not right now. Not right. They would have to pay, and they're just, you know, too hot for that. So I don't think they want to do that. Oh, and then we have family. This is the base chakra. And so this is getting to the root of things, thinking about what you really want in life. And I feel like this person, is going to think about it, because this situation up here is going awry already. And so they're going to think about you, and they're going to want family and to settle down with their soulmate, their twin. It could be that this person fell for this this emperor and this empress. This emperor fell for this high priestess, or vice versa. And she kind of, because the high priestess can be quite manipulative if she is in her self-righteous mode. So it just depends on which one you think you identify with most. And then to bring a blessing of clarity. Again, what that just says to me is that, well, time heals everything. And these are very confident and very established people. So I feel like they can get by this. There is a consequence, and there will be rules and boundaries that are very firm. And if it's broken again, I think this person would be like, bag it. If this person even gets the chance, because sometimes in this clarity, they may just fly away, or they may just get on their web and just float away. Like you see spiders do, they'll just spin in their web and they just float in the air for a while. And maybe they might come back around, like again, when the timing is right. So finally, pile number 2, we have create a mindful moments through the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. Yeah, this will take a miracle. Not gonna lie, this might take a miracle to get back on track, because this is one confident crowd here. Two very big egos for sure. Anyhow, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'm gonna prep for pile number 3. Hi guys, thank you for choosing pile number 3, and you are here to see what does my person miss most about me. Messages from your person. Okay. Alrighty. All right, so I like to just show this card. Look at the anguish this person feels. 5 of Cups represents a loss. It could be a perceived loss, or it could just be a loss, and there's some options that they're not entertaining at this time, because they may just, they might not be able to see the blessing that comes out of loss, or what is right around the corner, or what's being offered to them at the time. Okay. It's a person who just is a lot of deep anguish over what happened. Regret, maybe a lot of things they did that had emotional consequences. It's another thing it could be. We all have regrets when we take time apart, or when we have no contact, or when something ends, we just regret that. And I don't sit here and forever shuffle till something falls out. I just do this and pick from the top. I'm a life path 3, so I divide everything into 3. Just what I do. Unless I'm doing personal readings, it's a little different. But only so much time in the day. So this is the 3 of Wands, but in reverse. Okay. And I love this deck. This is my sweet baby. It is the vice versa deck, and it has 2 sides. And I also read reversals in this, but you don't have to. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this a little bit more, just because I messed it all up on the floor from the previous pile. So normally I say this is your person and this might be you, but it's not always that way. Whichever one you resonate with, that could be your person. Try to kind of keep an open mind about interpretations. Okay. Oh. So I got the 4 of Wands in pile number 2, just an FYI, and it was in reverse, so you might want to watch pile number 2. Ooh, I also got the Knave. Yeah, I got him in pile number 2, which is crazy. So watch pile number 2 if you liked this pile. Because this could be like this could be like your next interaction. And then we have the Strength card in reverse. Ooh, very challenged for sure. They're not over that challenge. Okay, let's talk about these cards. So King of Cups. Wow, this is a very secure person emotionally. A person who's in control of their emotions. A person who has a lot of emotional wisdom, or wisdom about emotional subjects and emotional topics. They're quite balanced. They take a long time to make emotional decisions. They usually want to make sure they're the right decision. Okay. We have the Moon in reverse, which means this person on a very intuitive level has learned a lot of lessons, and they don't idealize things anymore. They are very, very, very intuitive, which goes along with the King of Cups. So this is a very watery person, a very emotionally mature person, and a person who's very wise and aware, very elevated. This person can separate logic from emotion. because they have a lot of wisdom as well in their logical mind. So they're not all just an emotional based mind, they're a logic based mind as well. They have been through a lot and they've learned a lot of very painful lessons on a very logical level, very rational level. They've learned to be slower with their thoughts and more deliberate with the actions they take. That thought that is created by thought. If you see this sweet little deer walking slowly, cautiously up to this person, you will see that there's no fear in that deer. In fact, that little deer is concerned about this human. And that is because, again, I feel like a very elevated person, a very slow moving person, a deliberate person. And so you don't have to fear somebody like this. And intuitively, the animal knows that. So this is a very, very incredible person to me. I would actually love to meet that person because it's just very rational and logical and intuitive. Three of Wands. They don't spend a lot of time in indecision. They make decisions and they proceed. Even if they struggle with taking actions. If their intuition and if their logic tells them to take an action, they do. It doesn't mean that they don't suffer the consequences and regret the actions they take, because they know that inevitably it can cause some pain or some discomfort or some consequence. They know it's the right thing to do. So this person, I feel like, they're not rash. They're not those knee-jerk reaction people that just take an action and then slowly regret it. And then regret it right afterwards, but can't do anything about it. So we have the Four of Wands, and it's in reverse. So I feel like at one point somebody was thinking about the longevity in this relationship. They were thinking about, I feel like they were almost idealizing the relationship. And with this Knave right here, of Swords, they may have said some sharp words. They may have done some things in the moment, in haste, angrily, may have just said the wrong things and caused some deep, deep trauma to this person. And this person has regrets, a lot of regrets. See, this person took an action to get away from it because they knew that that was what was good for them. This person lives in regret for what happened. Yeah. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, but in reverse. Lots of work went into this relationship. It's hard to let go of something that you put this much work into, and you tried to prove yourself and you tried to be something that you didn't feel ever measured up to this person. This person is just such a elevated person, and this person, maybe when they met, just wasn't at that awakened point, wasn't as intuitive, wasn't as wise with their words or as wise with their actions, and they may have done some things that they deeply regret at this point, and there's a sense of loss. And so I feel like if they could just tell you that they miss you. They miss everything about you. They miss the fact that you had such clarity and good advice, and they miss the fact that you intuitively kind of know what's always best in a situation. And they miss the fact that you guys were going to be something, and you were in it for the long haul, and they got your attention the first time. They don't think they're ever going to be able to get your attention again, because you're just a person that you're not attention seeking. So, or this person isn't attention seeking. And so they make deliberate steps. And so this person feels like they may have burned all their bridges, and they just feel very sad about that. And they just miss you, really do. And then we have the Strength card, but it's in reverse. And if you look at this card, there's a lot of turmoil. I feel like gosh, there's a lot of regret in this card. There was a lot of weakness in this person, and this person did a lot of very foolish things out of ego, and they have a lot of regrets. One thing I'd like to see, that I see in this person, as foolish as I see this person being, and as naive as I see them being, and making very immature steps in a relationship, I feel like growth will be attained from this person, and that will be because of you, or you will grow because of this person if you made those mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. You make foolish mistakes. Everybody does things they wish they didn't do, and they grow from them. And if enough of pain is associated with them, they grow fast and rapidly, and they change, hopefully. Doesn't look like this person's really caught up in their ego. It looks like they're humbled, and they're filled with regret and remorse about what they had did. And so I think that they would also want to say that to you. Okay, let's take a look at these cards. A personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. Ike. I am, so I'm a Leo on the cusp of Cancer. And full moons in Cancers are very hard. It's a very hard time for this relationship. This relationship is going through a very dark night of the soul. It is a humbling experience when you have an emotional consequence to this magnitude. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look at this one, patience. So you know what I feel like I might want to do is put this one here and this one here. This person, I feel, embodies patience. This person is very deliberate. The red balloon is they take action to go toward the circle when it is divine timing. They do everything on a very illuminated scale, where this person down here made a lot of foolish choices that they deeply regret. And when you have a full moon in Cancer, basically what ends up happening to you, unfortunately, is you really ruminate over the past mistakes, past regrets, past remorse. I mean, you'll just ruminate and ruminate and ruminate, and you won't let go. Your claws will clamp onto something, and it just won't let go of the thing that's emotionally disturbing in them. They cling to it, unfortunately. So this person's clinging to this error. And it's a full moon, so as the moon moves toward the new moon, then that would be in Leo. Then they can take some better actions that could pull them out of this sad little state right here. Okay, so let's take a look at your spirit animals. We have the hummingbird, and we have the porcupine. So the porcupine is quiet, ferocity, storytelling, and ancestral wisdom. And then we have the hummingbird, homecoming, rest after labor, nirvana, Four of Wands. So I definitely would put the Four of Wands here for this person. The Four of Wands, this person made a lot of quick little fleeting decisions. And the decisions were very rapid, and they were just sharp, thought they knew everything and they knew nothing. They're just making decisions in the moment because it just was giving them immediate gratification. They definitely weren't patient. They definitely weren't a person who thought things through, and there were some very intense consequences. Maybe they always had a get-rich scheme, or maybe they just always had something up their sleeve, or maybe they were just always trying to find that get-rich quick scheme. Like, they're just a person that their brain just thinks like that. They don't think it through with much regret. So hummingbirds just, they go from flower to flower to flower. Their energy is really extreme. The velocity in which they do things is super extreme. I mean, they're beautiful and they have a lot of fun doing it, but I mean, it's a hasty action. And so this person just needs to think it through, along with this 8 of to regain strength and wisdom, attain wisdom from the situation. That the Four of Wands, they could just be resting on that at this time and thinking about what they need to do and make a better choice. Turn this Four of Wands around. Think about what they can do to make it up to this person. Might be a good idea. And then take actions that support this card being upright. See. Okay. Then we have the porcupine. This is a person who has ancestral wisdom. Again, elevation, intuitive energy, they're very slow moving. They're very fierce. Porcupines are very fierce if confronted, but again, they just, unless you come right up to them, they just move slowly and deliberately and don't cause a lot of chaos. I mean, they're just very chill. So I feel like that's why we have that card. Oops, sorry, I was like this. Coming apart. So you guys are already apart, which is why this card's in reverse. You're not coming apart, you are apart. And they miss you. Oh, they miss you. Like, I can feel it in this card. It's like they miss the strength and what you brought to the table and all the wonderful things about you. And I feel like I don't feel like they're coming apart. I feel like they are just brokenhearted at that point. Fogged in, go slow, take your time, absolutely, with patience here. We have the porcupine here. We have all of this. We have the King of Cups here, and we have the Moon in reverse. Take your time with this. This person needs to be slow moving, deliberate, learn their lesson. Don't make these lessons again. Don't make these mistakes again. Just feeling fogged in, meaning there's not a lot of movement, there's not a lot of progression right now, and that's good because it takes time to heal something this drastic from what I see. And ego needs to be put in perspective. Okay, then we have message. Oh, somebody might get a text or a message saying that they miss you. Just saying, I miss us, I miss you. I miss your good advice. I'm sorry for everything I did to you. I made so many foolish actions. If there's so much on their mind I feel like they start with the fogged in and then with the coming apart and just with the message. I feel like they start to text you and then they just stop themselves because there's a lot of ego issues here, or a lot of just regret and how can they even begin to turn this around kind of thing. And then have faith. Ooh, I love that this card's coming up, because if it's one thing that this person is driven by, it's just utter faith. And I feel like a lot can be turned around with positivity in the fact that there's hope and faith for everything. People grow and mature. This is a very elevated being. So I feel like this person is very understanding and calm. So they may have given a consequence to all of this pain, but that doesn't, and they may have walked away, but they have regrets. So it's having faith that this can be turned around, but this person has to grow and own what they did and stop with all of this rash ways they try to impress people and all these stupid things they do out of ego, out of an immature state, and grow up a little bit, and stop acting out of insecurities and stop acting out of a resistance to adulthood. It's kind of what it looks like sometimes. They just had such a little cocky attitude at one point. Not a handful probably. And then listening. So here, you guys, one thing I noticed is that you got message and then you got listening. But listening is in reverse, which means it's not happening yet. You guys aren't having those deep conversations about what happened. I think this person still has some growing to do as far as to be able to talk to this person. I feel like if they grow up and they can start to talk to this person on this person's level, and maybe some resolution can come from that. It's possible. But definitely I feel communication in your guys' reading. It's very clear to you, obviously. I think both of you guys miss each other for different levels. You probably were fun and exciting. This person right here was probably very fun and exciting. And this person right here was very mature and grounded. It could be an age difference between these two people as well, which could be just mature and just the person who needs to have some more maturity. But it's definitely like you guys are dying to talk to each other about this, or at least one of you really wants to have a conversation at this time. Okay. And then a blessing on your creativity. Look at this from a broad perspective. Open your mind up. Consider all of the possibilities, and don't look at this from a narrow-minded approach. There's the ruminating moon here. This person who made this mistake, don't get caught up in the remorse and the regret. Just learn from it. And that person just needs to learn from it and to move on and to understand that sometimes you just freaking make mistakes that you can't correct. And maybe some of the communication should be somebody needs to own that. Somebody, whoever made the mistake, needs to own what they did and fully apologize for the misunderstanding, the ego issues that are in this relationship. Because this person doesn't have ego. They're so elevated, they're past ego. They're grown up, they're mature. Ego doesn't drive them. And so this ego-based person down here it's really frustrating to be so ego-driven. And then the final card is, instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. God, such a beautiful, it's a beautiful card. Look, sometimes the way that I always get through stuff like this is I'm just like, what's meant to be will be. And have faith in the process, and faith in the fact that you guys met each other for a reason, and faith in the fact that you guys can talk. I mean, this is ego not talking. You know, this is ego walking away from this. So maybe it's just a matter of sitting down and you guys can listen to each other's different point of views without somebody having to be right and somebody having to be wrong, or somebody having to prove. This person really loves to prove every damn little point, and that's so frustrating. Proving all the time, constantly proving, because they're deeply insecure for the most part. But that is it for pile number 3. I am now going to get prep for pile number 4. Thanks so much. Hi guys, this is Annette with Shine Astrology, pile number 4. You guys want to know, what does my person miss most about me, and the messages from your person. Okay. So, pick this up and put this over here. There we go. All right. So if you look at this person, she is caught in regret, remorse, resistance to moving forward. She's looking back. She's putting her hand up over her heart, which means her heart aches. Probably she gets stomach aches. She probably spends a lot of time in just physical discomfort, it looks like, from the remorse and the loss and the feeling of regret. From the cups, the emotional situations that either weren't fulfilled, the emotional hopes that weren't fulfilled, or the things that went wrong on an emotional level. Even though there's 2 cups sitting here full and ready to partake, she just can't get out of this regret and this remorse, and it's causing like a physical pain, physical discomfort, physical issues with her body. So hopefully she stops doing that, because it's taking a toll physically on this person. Okay. So I actually mixed these up earlier, but just gonna do this a little bit. Okay. just split these into threes because that's what I do. I'm a 3 life path, so everything is in threes for me. Except for I put 4 piles in, which I don't know why. I was only going to do 3. So we have the Magician upright. We have the 8 of Cups in reverse. And we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Right. And then we have the Hangman in reverse. Oh, the Lovers. Okay. Could be a Gemini. Of course, the Wand could be a fire sign. Or a very action-oriented person. Oh, the Magician. The Magician to me is just a manifester, kind of a little bit eccentric. This person's a little bit eccentric. I definitely see that. A very masculine, energied person. Queen of Wands in reverse. Tends to not be in control all the time. Tends to be an overreactive person. That's what I see. And then I love this deck. This is called the Vice Versa deck. And so normally what I say is this pile is you and this pile is your person, but whichever pile you identify with is fine. It's totally up to you what your intuition tells you. And because these are so unique, I have to choose from the bottom so I don't see what I'm choosing. So I just split it into threes. I love this deck with all my heart. You guys have to get it Vice Versa. It will just bring clarity to things that'll blow your mind. So yeah, we have the Knight of Wands. We have the Devil card. We have the Four of Wands. I think the Four of Wands has been in every pile, which is so bizarre. So I would watch them all. And then we have the Ten of Cups. And I think the Ten of Cups has showed up quite a bit in my readings today. Might behoove you to watch all the readings and pull what you need to from the other ones, because I feel like some of them have very aligned to messages, just to let you know. So let's talk a little bit about this guy up here, this first line. So the Magician, very wise. He's got Mercury, which means I feel like he's an elevated mindset, but very, very into manifesting things in his physical realm, but also very in tune with the spiritual realm as well. Very highly intuitive with the owl, led by wisdom and patience, but very, very eccentric. This person is very unique, to say the least. And then we have the Eight of Cups, and this person has already walked away. Because if it was like this, they're walking away, but they've walked away from this very emotional situation. The Magician, when I'm seeing this, I'm not going to lie, I'm feeling this is a very emotionally, how do I say this? It's just a very emotionally detached person, very aligned with elevated learning, statistics, logic, rationale, like very, they kind of get caught up or obsessive in their own little pursuits, and they may emotionally ignore a partner. I don't think they do it on purpose. I think it's just they get so excited about their endeavors that they are a little bit emotionally dismissive. And this person, things just got too emotional and they just walked away. And I feel a little bit on the selfish side. I'm not going to lie. Like, I feel like this person's a little bit selfish, self-oriented, self-focused. So we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this is a person who is not going to move toward you, or you're not the person that moves towards something. It's people come toward you, or they like that person to pursue them, because honestly, you're not on their radar a whole lot. I know that sounds terrible, but some people are just they're very passionate. This is a passionate person. Queen of Wands in reverse, very passionate person, very caught up in all the things that they get passionate about, so much so that they just forget the real world. I mean, they interact in it and they use it to support their endeavor, but they're not present in it, I wouldn't say, completely, if it's in this positions. And then we have the Hanged Man, but in reverse. Not a highly reflective person, not a lot of person who ruminates over what coulda, shoulda been. They don't do a lot of reflection in the past. They kind of just take a look at things the way they are and they just move forward, and they're just very accepting because there's so many other things to be passionate about. Again, a little bit self-focused and just a little bit I'm going to leave the word narcissistic out, but they kind of are giving me that vibe. Okay, this pile right here, we have the Knight of Swords, which means this person was the pursuer of this person, which really ignited the Queen of Wands in this person, which means just that deeply passionate, romantic, very loving. This person stirred this person. This person gave them dimension, pulled them out of their head and out of their pursuits, and really, I don't know, ignited the fire in them. This fire is blazing in this relationship, and it's because of this person right here. Definitely not that person. We have the Devil. Let's take a look at this card. So I would say if it was in this position, you would be walking away from the situation, very much embedded, very much caught, feeling bound to this person. This person has power over you. I want to say, just because I'm going to give you just a teeny bit of advice, this person does not have power over you. It may feel like it. It may feel like you are bound to this person. A lot of times when we're caught in chaser dynamics, when we're like playing cat and mouse with somebody, we're stretching our boundaries on a very elevated level, and we're testing them. We're in a mirroring relationship and we're testing them. If this person seems like they were always pursuing this person, they were always the one texting or calling, or always the one putting forth the effort, and it got to be on a very unhealthy level. I'll just say that. And this person had very high hopes, the Four of Wands, very high hopes about this union. This person is their ideal. They idealized a lot of the great qualities. They could see the lifestyle they wanted. This person is going to be very well off. They're going to be recognized for some work they're doing. They're going to be promoted. I mean, this is a person that's going to get things done, and this person had a lot of admiration for that. But in this position, I would say you guys would get back together. In this position, there's a releasing and a letting go of this dreams, and it's good because you got to get out of this energy. Whomever this is, this person has to stop the chasing and stop the desperate, obsessive thoughts and the thoughts of just getting caught in unhealthy patterns and then coping poorly because they didn't get validated from this person. Yeah. And so you're sitting here thinking, gosh, Annette, what does this person miss about me? I would say if it's this person just misses the attention, misses how alive they felt with you. They're very caught up in their passionate pursuit and they're going back to their old ways. But you did add something to their life that they miss terribly. The fire, the flame, the pursuit. They miss the pursuit but it's an unhealthy dynamic. And when you're caught in the chaser runner dynamic, it's just such a difficult dynamic because this person, it's almost like you got to pull yourself out of this situation and give this some space and time for this person to really understand what they've lost, and they have to lose it. They have to. So, which is maybe why this person is like, I'm to the point to where I know this is not healthy for me. I don't need this anymore. And that's why this person may be missing you so deeply. Or it may be the other way around. It's maybe you were the workaholic and the person who is caught up in all of your ambitious goals, and you know that you had this person chasing after you and you just really, really missed that. And there was just such a innocence and a purity about them, I feel. That really took a lot of the intensity, and that constant achieving can make you inclined to be calm. It's just so hard sometimes when you're always pushing yourself. And this person was a relief for that. They miss the release. They miss the excitement. They miss the feeling alive. Not just constantly pursuing that goal. Then we have the 10 of Cups, but in reverse. See, if it was here, it'd be like happiness. There's a release in this card. This person's releasing. They're getting away from this obsessive tendency, this poor coping method, these really bad habits. They're seeing their self-worth. They're realizing that this person is going to miss them when they're gone. Look, we have a 10 of Cups in reverse and an 8 of Cups in reverse. Both of you loved each other. That's totally apparent. This person is just a little easier for them to walk away with, but don't for a second think that they didn't value you in some way. Just don't think for a minute, because they did. All right. So let's take a look at our moon cards. So we have the waning moon. What do you need to release? Obviously, I'm going to put this here. Yeah. What do you need to release? We've went in extensively about what this relationship needs to stop chasing. Stop. You are too good for that. And you just need to have faith that if it's mutual, it's going to be a give and take relationship, and stop this unhealthy dynamic of chasing after somebody. I know it's fun. The pursuit is fun. It's very fun for this person to pursue somebody and to get their attention and to fan the flames all the time and just do everything. But it's on an unhealthy level at this point. So we got to release that and stop doing that so that you can have more rewarding and loving relationships. Okay. And then we have the masculine. Obviously, this goes for that. The lunar god. He definitely thinks he's a god. Not gonna lie. Like, this guy is, yeah, narcissistic as F. But that's okay. Hangman in reverse. I don't think he's going to learn a lot from this, to be honest with you. It's kind of a bummer. But and thinks he probably knows all he needs to know because he thinks he's a lunar god. So, sorry. It's not funny, but it is. Just thinking he's just, I've known so many people like him. It's fine. So the dove, divine messages, accord, and motherhood. And then we have the dog, service, devotion, and honesty. I definitely feel like this is the dog. I'm not going to lie. And I'll tell you why. This person doesn't yield, doesn't give up on his goals. He's very instinctual, you know, very, 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 very intelligent. And when you're loyal to something, when you're loyal to a mindset, or when you're loyal to a person, you don't just go off half-cocked and pull a Knight of Wands and just go off and do what makes you feel good. You got work to do. You're dedicated to that. That's why this person, you know, is the dog. It's not like they were out screwing around because they wanted other people. If your person screwed around on you, this is not the pile. Try the pile before that. This one right here was married to their work. They were married to their career. They were married to their ambitions. I mean, they just caught up in the wrong things, and they were just in the hunt and pursuit of that. What did I do with? Oh, here it is. And the Dove. There's a naivety in this person. There's a purity in their heart. I think they have truly a good heart and pure intentions in mind. And I think that they really, truly, deeply wanted this divine union, the Dove of the divine union. And this person really did admire all the qualities that this person admires about themselves. So I think their intent was true and honest and devoted. Yeah. Okay, and then we have Into the Unknown, but in reverse. Oh, I feel like you guys are enlightened and aware of the exact dynamic in this relationship. What went wrong, what was right about it, what, you know, was not meant to be. There's a lot of illumination. Even though this person's in the Hanged Man is reversed, so it doesn't mean that they got too reflective with it. This is also a very elevated mind. He just looks at everything from a very Mercury type point of view, very logical. It's all call a spade, a black and white thinker, you know? So there's not a lot of illumination, I think, that needs to transpire. You're not going to get a lot of... This person isn't going to elevate too high because the things that they care about elevating are not relationships, just to be honest with you. They'll walk away from them if they get too complex, for sure. And then Gates of Truth, success expands your life. So this person is just success driven. And you know what? This person admires that. But instead of chasing after somebody who is being successful, why don't you try to find something that you can be successful at? And stop mirroring what you want and start focusing on what this person at least needs to start focusing on achieving their goals without it being through a person. That makes sense. Complicated. Hell yeah, this was complicated. This was a chaser-runner dynamic. It's like, these are crazy complicated relationships. And they're never not going to be, because these are two different types of people. One can fly, one has 4 legs. Dude, it's so different. Just say it. Say what you mean. Yeah. I'm sure there was some of that in this relationship. This person's not, I feel like they're very mentally agile and very smart and very, they have so much going, but they don't talk about it. I don't see other swords in there. You know, they don't talk about it. If it gets too, like, if it takes their mind off their work, or if they just and if they think that they're just tuning into what's wrong with it, and they just assess it kind of privately, this person can feel left out of the conversation in this person's mind. There was not a great communication. Do we see swords in here? No, none. Which means there was not a whole hell of a lot being exchanged verbally to let these two people know where they each other stood. There's a big part of this relationship that was not nourished properly. I would think on either side, because this one's just all passion, heart, action, gonna go get it, feeding this insecurity. I gotta have it, ego. This person was all ego in their work and all passionate about, you know, this person, because it has a Queen of Wands in reverse, the actions they take are to perfect everything. They're never at that confident stage of feeling like they did a good job. There's always a better job to do. There's always more to do. There's always to perfect it. So really unique individual, very eccentric. Okay, here's what we have. Abundance. This is the base chakra again. This is a very intense card. When we start talking about the base chakra, we're talking about from ground level up. The foundation in this relationship was not laid properly. And it can't be strong and it can't flourish if the foundation is foobarred. Okay? like if you're erecting this on, shaky ground, this runner chaser dynamic, it means there's a push and pull going on. You understand what I'm saying? But there's no just sitting back and just chilling. That's personally the relationships I like to be in. So abundance can only be attained when it's rooted 100% in balance and reality. In fact, this whole base chakra is nothing but about how to achieve balance and to solidify everything and to create structure and to create a more yin and yang in energy. The runner chaser dynamic can feel that way. Because when you're chasing and then you get a little bit of breadcrumbs, it feels amazing, like you're getting somewhere, but you're never truly getting somewhere because then that person's just going to run away again. So it's pretty hard. So this is Morrigan's Blessing of Peace After Battle. I love this card, and I'm going to tell you why. Sorry, my voice is not so good. Crows are regenerative. After a battle, after this battle, the runner-chaser dynamic where you guys are now like releasing all of this, this 10 of Cups reversed, Hangman reversed, use the crow's mentality of, to regenerate something to... This is you have to intellectualize this, because understand there are no swords here, which means nobody really ruminated over what was important in this. Nobody poured energy into the intellectual side of this. I'm not talking about work, but I'm talking about like what you guys, if you guys could have conversations, if you guys could communicate effectively, if you guys could, talk and be understood and validated. None of that was done in this relationship. And the crow is just saying that after the battle, you need to consider that, because that's what you're worthy of. And that will give you this abundance in the next relationship. What does this person miss most about me? You gave them a piece of their life that they were missing, a very important puzzle piece, a very important component that they didn't even know that they needed. And they needed you, and you plugged them into that, and they'll never forget you. And even if this doesn't come back around, or maybe you guys do this little pushing and pulling for a while because this devil's upright, maybe you do that a few more times. You go back and forth to this relationship. I would suggest if you do, you need to start talking to this person. There's a lot of emotional consequences that come from being with somebody like this. And this person definitely could use some reflection. I mean, if they think there's such a lunar god over here, then dang, do some freaking hangman reflection already. Or maybe it might come to them through some of their work, that they might have some expansion, some illumination. That's what I'm hoping, because I think that's the only way you get that person's attention. Yeah, they're kind of like that. Okay. So true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. Yeah, I think of this card. This is in reverse. These cards are this is in a dark place. See the illumination that comes from the elevation of, okay, so if you sit around and you reflect on an emotional situation and all these cups are empty and you just feel so empty on the inside, and emotionally you just feel so neglected. You seek answers outside of yourself. How did you get here? What put you here? How did you allow these emotional consequences in your life? And then you get illuminated. And then spirit and your guides and your angels, or whatever you deem that to be, teaches you how to fill up these cups. There's a lot of maturing that needs to happen with this person to get to the point to where they can feel this kind of bliss, where they can unite with somebody. And it's an emotional exchange that is a give and take. It's not a runner chaser dynamic. It's a mutual relationship filled with emotional abundance and filled with an understanding of each other. And that's the, I know this person must have been quite intriguing. They're in opposition of you, and so that can be quite exciting. To me, this just feels very karmic. It doesn't feel very healthy either. So you just have to stop working in triggers. What triggers you is the fear here. There's a fear in this card, and it triggers this for you to chase, or for this person to chase you. Either way, there's something super unhealthy about it. And until that trigger is addressed and validated, and then you can proceed to figure out, okay, if that trigger goes off in me, what am I insufficient in? What don't I have? What do I need right now in my life? Why am I not feeling, why do I feel desperate enough to chase something or someone on a very unhealthy level? They do miss you. They miss what you brought to the table. Absolutely. I know they do. They think of you. Their brain, they're very cerebral. So they think about you. They have special memories of you. They go in special places for them. And it's this Eight of Cups in reverse. They haven't fully walked away from that emotional situation. I mean, they've walked away, but they haven't emotionally disengaged from it. There feels like they haven't let go of the emotional consequence yet, because then it would just be upright and they'd be walking away and they'd be fine with it, because it's like, I'm walking away and I'm cool. To me, there feels like an emotional consequence in this. There's a detachment. There's an emotional, I don't feel like this person's very emotionally abundant inside themselves. They haven't nourished that part of them. But anyhow, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you guys are all well and safe, and stay at home and watch videos on YouTube. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.